this time, we ask you to please rise. And gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to the Namoli Family Stadium on the grounds of the University of Tampa. We have an inner Sunshine State Conference clash between the Florida Institute of Technology Panthers and the Tampa Spartans. I'm Connor Moore. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Panthers enter this ballgame ranked 10th in the country at 18-4 and 4-2 in conference play. Spartans looking to get back in the win column. They're 10-8 and 4-5 in Sunshine State Conference play. Taking a look, today's ball game. Calling balls and strikes will be the crew chief, Steve Lewis. He's joined by Daniel Papendick over there in short right field. Let's take a look at today's starting pitchers for your Tampa Spartans. Who other than Michaela Dooley enters this ballgame with a shiny 1.53 earned run average, 8 wins on the season, 9 complete games. One of those was a complete game loss, of course. 86 strikeouts. She's been in the circle 12 different times, 3 of which in relief. And for the Panthers, it's southpaw Melanie Murphy, the senior Melbourne native. She went to Melbourne High School. Will look to pick up the win for the visiting Florida Tech Panthers. She has a 2.32 ERA, leads the team with 56 strikeouts. Let's get a look at today's starting lineup. For Florida Tech, leading off, Shani Emerenciana, batting second. Cheyenne Nelson, batting third. Tina Velasquez-Roland, batting cleanup. Vanessa Rubio. Jaden Klein bats fifth. Allie Carver in the 6th hole. Alexis Smith bats 7th. Shani Emerenciana batting 8th. And batting 9th, Michaela Wessel. In the flex spot will be the pitcher Melanie Murphy. We are just moments away from first pitch. Taking a look at the standings thus far, the Rollins Tars are atop the Sunshine State Conference at 7-2. The Panthers are in a 3-way tie for second with Emory-Riddle, the Eagles, and the Sharks of Nova Southeastern. Michaela Dooley is ready. Cheyenne Nelson is ready. And let's do it. The first pitch upstairs, ball 1. Take a look at the Spartans defense. Left to right in the infield, it's Warrell, Balmer, Clawberg, and Jansen as Dooley delivers a strike. Maddie Farrell behind the plate. And the 1-1 from Dooley on its way. Hacked at and fouled out of play. 1-2 now. Be Lauren Reyes playing the flex in left field, Corinne Miner center field, and Lexi Chevalier rounds out the Spartan defense. The payoff from Dooley enters the Spartan dugout. It's a gorgeous night here in Tampa, Florida. Glad to have you with us. First of 3 between the Panthers and Spartans. Doubleheader will begin tomorrow at noon. And the 1-2 is foul tipped into the glove of Farrell. Spartans off to a good start. 1 up, 1 down for McKaylee Dooley.
Now batting number 23, Ciotti Emerenciana.
Ciotti Emerenciana up second for the Panthers. That was McKaylee's 87th strikeout on the year. Hope for plenty more of those tonight. Clawberg in very close and expects the bunt and is fouled out of play. And Emerenciana walks back into the dish, southpaw up at the plate. Showed bunt in the first at bat. See what she can do here. 0-1. Dooley delivers, and it's quickly 0-2 on Emerenciana. And the 0-2 coming from McKaylee in the driver's seat. Delivers, poked just over the glove of Steph Ballmer over at shortstop. That's a 1-out base hit for Emerenciana.
Now batting number 29, Tina Velasquez.
Ciotti, that's her 22nd hit of the season for Florida Tech. And this brings up the dangerous Tina Velasquez-Roland. She leads FIT with 19 runs batted in, 24 hits, 7 doubles, and 4 home runs. First pitch out of the zone. Get the impression Dooley will be very careful with this bopper up at the plate. Going to second, Emerenciana. What a strong throw from Farrell, not in time. Emerenciana thought she was out. She went to go back to the dugout, but our umpire Poppenditch over there calls her safe, and now a runner in scoring position for Florida Tech with one of the best RBI hitters in the conference, Velasquez-Roland. Fakes bunt, swinging away, and now 1-2. McKaylee has gotten Velasquez-Roland to chase on 2 straight pitches, and that will be a strikeout. So going down swinging Velasquez-Roland, already 2 strikeouts now for McKaylee Dooley, and that'll bring up Vanessa Rubio, catcher for the Panthers. First pitch in there for a strike. Even though it's only the top of the first, an important inning for the Spartans. They've had trouble scoring runs this year. Skips to the plate, and the speedy Emerenciana dashes to third base, makes it without a throw. So now the first run of the game is only 60 feet away for Florida Tech. The 0-1 from Dooley. Count goes to 1-1. Dooley now with 88 strikeouts, nearing that 100 plateau relatively quickly. up at the eyes of Rubio, got her to chase. And now 2-2 is the count. The 2-2 with 2 outs. She gone. Got her swinging, and McKaylee Dooley strikes out the side. 1 hit, 1 runner left on third base, and for the Spartans coming up in the bottom of the first inning will be Steph Ballmer, Christina Clawberg, and Corinne Miner. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. Spartans coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. And we'll get our first glimpse of Southpaw senior Melanie Murphy. One of the anchors in the circle for Florida Institute Technology, and head coach Val Silvestrini has to be happy when this senior is in the circle, one of the better pitchers across the conference. And for the Tampa Spartans, it's the freshman shortstop, Stephanie Ballmer. Steph, she has 2 doubles on the year, 4 sacrifices as well, and she does lead Tampa with a .358 on base percentage. That's crucial when you're batting leadoff. Want to get on base, however you got to do it. In at the corners of the Panthers, Murphy's ready, Ballmer's ready, and here we go. First pitch outside, ball 1. Murphy glances at her right wrist. See what pitch she elects to go to. It's a cutter that cuts on there. 1-1 the count. The movement on point with that pitch. Nothing Ballmer could do about that. Look to regroup here. Long pause from Murphy. En route. High and away, 2-1 the count. Two programs very familiar with each other, regardless of the sport. Great rivalry. The 2-1 skied shallow left, making the play, and Morenciana, the shortstop, puts away Steph Ballmer, 1 down. Bring up Christina Clawberg.
Now batting number 3, Christina Clawberg.
First pitch from Murphy, taken right down Broadway, strike 1. Long glare from Murphy before she delivers. Just misses, 1-1. Nice crowd here at the Namoli Family Stadium. That one is poked. Oh my, what a stop by the second baseman with the web gem over there. That is a fine defensive play by Merenciana. Shaney made the first out over at shortstop. And oh my, see Audie Merenciana goes all out and makes the prolific catch to retire Clawberg and rob her of a base hit. Next up, center fielder Corinne Miner. Corinne leads the team with 11 runs batted in on the season. Does have a home run, batting third. And the pitch. Watch out inside. The 1-1 on its way from Melanie Murphy. Little looper right back at her, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers ace as we approach the second inning coming up for Florida Tech. It will be Jaden Klein, Allie Carver, and Alexis Smith next against McKaylee Dooley. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium on the grounds of the University of Tampa. Nothing doing on the scoreboard through one. Be the designated player, 5'1" junior Jaden Klein. Swinging away, first pitch, skies one. Corinne Miner there, one pitch and one out. Next up, Allie Carver.
Now batting number 4, Allie Carver.
Allie Carver, 5'2" junior from Brownsburg, Indiana. Gets her first look at McKaylee Dooley. That's fouled out of play. This will be the 19th pitch in the early goings for McKaylee. The 0-1. Downstairs. 1-1 the count.
Wait. You have to park on either the second.
It's an important 3-game homestand for the Spartans as Dooley gets the swing and the miss 1-2.
On the ramp of the second floor or the third floor up? Just park on the third floor.
Carver takes outside. The 2-2. She gone. Got her with the high cheese. Chases eye level. Already the 4th strikeout for McKaylee. That gives her 90 on the season for the senior.
Number 5, Alexis Smith.
Alexis Smith playing third base today for the Panthers up. In there for a strike. 5'4" senior from Palm Bay, Florida. Started 50 of 51 games last year for the Panthers. Count moves to 1-1. One of the better defensive players for Florida Tech. Swings through that riser, and it's 1-2. And McKaylee will look for the put-away pitch here. Let's see what she can do. Got her swinging. Identical to the last one. And Smith could not lay off. 1-2-3 go the Panthers. And coming up for the Tampa Spartans in the bottom of the second, it will be Worrell, Jansen, and Phillips next against Melanie Murphy. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. I'm Connor Moore. Thanks for joining. First of three between Florida Tech and the Tampa Spartans. Reminder, the doubleheader tomorrow will begin at noon in a pivotal series for both teams as they fight for seeding in the Sunshine State Conference. Right now, the Panthers are in a three-way tie for second, and Tampa, along with Barry, currently sits at sixth. Will be the South Florida transfer Sam Worrell against Melanie Murphy. Waiting on deck, the Spartans' leading average hitter, Emily Jansen. Murphy delivers. There's a changeup, clobbered out of play by Worrell. Sam batting .245 on the season, 2 home runs. Tied with Jansen with 12 hits, good for the team lead. The 0-1 from Murphy. Jammed her there, and it goes right back to Murphy. We've seen 2 of those now, where she's come up and in on the Spartan hitters, handcuffing them and unable to get good contact.
Emily Jansen.
See what Emily Jansen, the .324 hitter, only Spartan batting above 300. Batting 5th today. We've seen her lead off. We've seen her in the bottom of the order. Flexible player for Coach Leslie Cantor. And the pitch. Change up in there for a strike. It's still early, but you get the feeling this will be a pitcher's duel, as it has been the majority of these games here at Namoli. 0-1 from Murphy. Panthers playing in on the corners. Rubio unable to get Lewis to bait on the call, and the count goes 1-1. This will be the 15th pitch for Melanie Murphy. Little looper down the left side. Emerenciana, the speedster, gives it a chase, but runs out of room. this middle infield for Florida Institute of Technology. The Emerenciana Curacao superstars over there. Shawnee and Ciauti, they get it done both in the batter's box and on the field. And Melanie Murphy fooled Emily Jansen there. She gone. First strikeout for the Panthers ace. Her 57th of the year.
15, Bailey Phillips.
Bailey Phillips, designated player for Tampa today, trying to find her groove at the dish. See what she can do against Murphy, taking all the way, right down the middle. And the 0-1. Clubbed down to the hot corner. Smith fields it off her chest, and unable to make the pick is Velasquez Roland. And we'll see how it is judged. But for now, Bailey Phillips on base. Very well could be a base hit there, as that was a rocket down the line. Official ruling will be an error on the throw by the third baseman Smith. And the Spartans extend the inning.
13, Lexi Chevalier.
Lexi Chevalier, the right fielder, swinging all the way, out of play. Leading off first, Phillips. Spartans' first base runner. That one out of play. Michaela Dooley awaits on deck if Chevalier is able to get on board. Down in the count 0-2 with 2 outs. Murphy currently in the driver's seat. And the payoff. We'll do it again. Marvelous opportunity for the Spartans here. Even though they're at home, the pressure is on the Panthers as they come in as a top 10 team in Division II. Can they capitalize on the opportunity? We shall see. Chevalier hits it opposite field, and that's a base hit. Quality piece of hitting by Lexi, and now 2 on for the Spartans for Michaela Dooley.
Now batting number 9, Michaela Dooley.
Maddie Farrell on deck if Mac can get on board. Meeting at the mound, Rubio and Murphy having a discussion. Now joined by assistant coach Amanda Harverman. Look to settle down the troops. But for Tampa, 2-1 here. And McKaylee can help her own cause with a base hit. The next pitch will be number 22 for Melanie Murphy. The southpaw in a little bit of trouble. Can she work out of it? Dooley is ready. Up there looking to rake. Murphy looks into her dugout, gets the signal from Coach Silvestrini. She's ready. Pitch on its way. Just a changeup and got McKaylee under it. Routine play for Alexis Smith, and the Spartans leave 2 on as we get ready to go to the top of the third. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network. Welcome back. Panthers and Spartans in a pitcher's duel right now. 0-0 as we go to the top of the third inning. Shani Amarenciana up against McKaylee Dooley here. First pitch in there for a strike. And the pitch from McKaylee, cut on and miss, quickly ahead 0-2. Michaela Wessel, sophomore from Virginia Beach, awaits on deck. And the 0-2 just misses. Plate discipline there by Amarenciana. Cut on and miss. She gone. McKaylee with her 5th strikeout. And that pitch is unhittable, tailing out of the strike zone. Once you commit, it's game over. Dooley dynamite in the early goings.
At plate number 16, Michaela Wessel.
Wessel showing slap hitter is Worrell and Clawberg in. Pokes to the left side. Routine play for Balmer. No problem there. 2 down. We'll flip it back to the top of the lineup.
Cheyenne Nelson.
Cheyenne Nelson gets her second look at Dooley. Nelson struck out, swinging in the first at-bat. Infield playing in. And the 33rd pitch from Mack coming up. Foul tipped into the glove of Farrell. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike. 1-2 with 2 outs in the top of the third to Nelson. And the pitch from Dooley just staying alive. Dooley delivers. Misses high, 2-2. And here's the 2-2. Little looper, Balmer coming in, unable to make the play, and Nelson's on board. A base hit for Cheyenne Nelson.
Now batting number 23, Ciotti Emeronciana.
Keeps the inning alive. Ciotti, the second baseman of Emeronciana, and her second at-bat. Strike one. And the Spartan outfield, in only a few steps off the infield. 0-1. Pokes to Balmer, ranges back and makes the play. So Dooley gets out of trouble.
There's one runner left on base, heading to the bottom of the third.
Let me get ready for the bottom of the third. For the Spartans, it'll be Farrell, Balmer, and Clawberg against Melanie Murphy. Well, we got a minute. Let's take a look at the stat line. The Panthers are 2 of 11 up at the plate. They have 6 strikeouts. Spartans 1 for 8, 1 strikeout. And at this stage, the team that strikes first is in the driver's seat, with 2 top-tier pitchers going head-to-head. If you like elite pitching, you came to the right place. Maddie Farrell will bat before flipping it over to the top of the lineup. Panthers meet in the middle of the circle.
54, Maddie Farrell.
And we are about ready for the bottom of the third inning as the sun is setting here in downtown Tampa, Florida. I'm Cotter Moore. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday night. Pleasure to have you a part of this. Murphy is ready. Farrell is ready. And the pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Yeah, the phone thing is a nightmare. It's so long. It's like 3 different things you have
to do. Long pause from Murphy. Ready. Comes with the changeup. Misses her location. And for the first time tonight, she's behind 2-0 in the count. So if Maddie gets something up her wheelhouse, look for her to swing away and potentially drive the ball into the gap.
I don't even know where that is.
On it, hits it directly at Smith on the first. 5-3, Alexis Smith. On over to Tina Velasquez Roland. And now Steph Balmer up for the Spartans.
Stephanie Balmer.
Like, I had it on my phone and the verify thing, but it was like, it counted.
Steph popped out foul to Shiny
I didn't have to verify number 2 thing.
Yeah.
Emeronciana in the first. Chopper right back to Murphy. Easy play for the ace. 2 up, 2 down for Tampa. And now the second baseman, Christina Clawberg.
Now batting number 3, Christina Clawberg.
Collectively, Spartans trying to figure it out at the plate. Number 2 hitter here. Looks to pass it on to Corinne Miner. Not sure where that pitch missed, and the Panther faithful agree, but it's ball one. And now the 1-0. In there for a strike. Be the 30th pitch for Melanie Murphy. The 5'7" senior delivers. Club to short. On the hop, Amerenciana stays in front of it, but no play with the speed that Clawbird brings to the table. And the Spartans get their second hit.
Now batting number 22, Corinne Miner.
One of the better hitters on the Spartans team, Corinne Miner, at the dish. She gets on board. Sam Worrell will be up next. Roped foul. So no one, long pause. Murphy's ready. Quickly 0-2 on Miner. Straight up defense for Florida Institute of Technology, respecting the pop of Miner. Here we go. We'll do it again. Rubio gives the sign to Murphy. And the 0-2. Watch out. Crowd on the edge of their seat. The 1-2. Staying alive is Corinne. Extremely important at bat if you're a Tampa fan. The 1-2. And this is an excellent at-bat by Corinne Miner, making Melanie Murphy work. And when you do that by fouling off consecutive pitches, you allow yourself to potentially get a mistake down the heart of the plate. And that's exactly what Corinne Miner is hoping for. With the 1-2 from Murphy, skips to the plate, now it's 2-2. 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, each team with 2 hits. Murphy delivers. And that hits the knob of the bat, and that's going to be an unfortunate out for Tampa as Miner's slightly shaken up. But Melanie Murphy works in and out of trouble through 3, nothing doing on the scoreboard. Stay tuned.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. Primetime action, Florida Tech and Tampa on the Sunshine State Digital Network. We're ready for the fourth inning of play. And for the Panthers, it's one of their best hitters. Tina Velasquez-Roland gets her second at-bat against McKaylee Dooley.
Leading off number 29, Tina Velasquez.
Velasquez-Roland struck out looking in her first at-bat. That ball is clubbed to deep left. It is high, it is far, and it is off the wall. And this is extra bases, and this will be a stand-up triple for Velasquez-Roland. My goodness, did she give that one a ride. And that brings the crowd to its feet. A lot of Florida Tech fans in attendance. And all of a sudden,
at the plate number 10,
Vanessa Rubio, with a decent fly ball, can bring in potentially the first run of the game. Spartans electing to bring the infield in. Rubio swinging and missing. If you're a Spartan fan, would love to get a strikeout or a pop-up in the infield. But anything in play on the ground, Spartans need to be heads up defensively. But 0-2 now is Dooley, and she's ringing up the heat there. Velocity on point for McKaylee, 0-2. Drama at Namoli, the 0-2. Cut on and miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. McKaylee sends Rubio down 1-2-3.
Now batting number 9, Jaden Klein.
Now Jaden Klein will try to bring in Velasquez-Roland. But making contact against Dooley, easier said than done. And the pitch in there for a strike on the black. The 0-1 upstairs. Showing bunt, it goes foul, and now 1-2 the count. Klein flew out to Balmer back in the second inning. 7 strikeouts for McKaylee of the 10 outs accumulated. He's faced 13 batters and thrown 44 pitches. Just misses. And now the count goes to 2-2 to Klein. Crucial pitch for both teams coming up. Chopper to Warren, looks back, throws to first. What a pick over there by Emily Jansen. Not an easy play for the sophomore. And that's an incredible job by Warren, keeping the runner Velasquez-Roland behind her, not allowing her to make a dash to home plate.
For Allie Carver.
And Allie Carver up now. The looper out of play. Giving a look was Jansen, Chevalier, and Clawberg. After conceding the leadoff triple, Dooley and the Spartans, with an out here, could evade trouble. But Allie Carver will have something to say about that. And the 0-1. Just misses. It's been a consistent strike zone behind the plate for the crew chief Lewis. 1-1 at Balmer. Plays it on a hop with the throw. Beating it out is Carver. And the Panthers are on the board in the top of the fourth inning.
Now batting number 5, Alexis Smith.
For all you younger fans out there, that is why you run out every ground ball. You never know what may happen. Carver put her head down and got an all-out sprint and beat the throw by a millisecond. As that one is skied to right field, will it stay in play? No, it won't. Upstairs is the pitch. That one is hit and hit well. Chevalier off the glove, and the foot race is on. Running well, Carver. She will score. And moving to third with a big-time hit is Alexis Smith. And the 10th ranked Panthers of Florida Tech have scored 2 in the fourth. And now Shanae Emerenciana. See what Shiny can do up here. With a runner 60 feet away. In there for a strike. For Allie Carver, that was her 4th run batted in just moments ago. And for the senior, Alexis Smith, she picked up her 10th ribby of the season. Joins the tie with Vanessa Rubio for 3rd on the team. Dooley looking to get out of it here. 1-2 with 2 outs. And the pitch. Staying alive is a Emerenciana. So Melanie Murphy now with a lead as she gets ready for the bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Farrell can't believe it. Started walking towards the dugout, but hold your horses. 2-2. And the payoff. We got a full count now to the number 8 hitter for Florida Tech, Michaela Wessel, the sophomore from Virginia Beach, on deck. And the full count pitch, pesky hitter is a Emerenciana, making Dooley work. Be number 55 on the pitch count for McKaylee. Got her swinging. 8th strikeout through 4, but not before Florida Tech scores for 2, largely in part to 2 Spartan errors. Making the most of it is Florida Tech. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network. Coming up for the Spartans, it'll be Worrell, Jansen, and Phillips right after this. Welcome back to Friday night softball between the Tampa Spartans and the Florida Tech Panthers. Tampa community is in spring break mode right now. Just had our last day of classes earlier today. Be off the next week. But that does not mean our athletics stop. Tomorrow we'll be here at 12 o'clock for these two teams playing a doubleheader. Reminder that our women's lacrosse team also plays tomorrow at 12. And for the women's basketball team, Selection Sunday coming up, waiting to see if they will make the regionals. As Sam Worrell will be ready to face Melanie Murphy in her second plate appearance. Spartans will look to strike back after giving up 2 runs in the top half of the inning. Murphy's ready, Worrell's ready, here we go. And Steve Lewis gives us our first strike at the bottom of the 4th. The 0-1. Low. Pitch count for Murphy in phenomenal shape. Only 38 pitches thrown. The 1-1. Murphy went back to that cutter, but Rubio could not frame it to Lewis's liking, and it's 2-1. Jansen awaits on deck. Slow roller to Smith over at third, and that's a 5-3 ground out.
At the plate, number 19, Emily Jansen.
Jansen, the lone strikeout victim against Melanie Murphy thus far. Will look to avenge that, as she's the Spartans' leading average hitter for the season. In at the corners are Smith and Velasquez Roland. Here's the 1-0. Changeup. Foul out of play. Thanks again for spending your Friday night on the Sunshine State Digital Network. 2-0 Panthers over the Spartans in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 with 1 out. Murphy to Jansen. Tried to check her swing. She didn't. Checks it. Nicely done by Emily. The 2-1 from Murphy. Jansen serves into shallow left field, coming on and making the snow cone catch. How about that? What a play. Premier play. If you're a Panther fan, robbing Jansen of a hit over there in left field. Allie Carver.
Now batting, number 15, Bailey Phillips.
The snow cone basket catch. Well-deserved round of applause there. Now there's 2 down for Bailey Phillips. She was the first Spartan to reach on the Alexis Smith error. Murphy misses low. Spartans looking to unleash some offense, but Melanie Murphy has been an important part of stopping that as the changeup finds its way in there, and it's 1-1 now to Bailey. And the 1-1 cut on foul. Murphy and Dooley, two polar opposite pitchers. Dooley swing and miss stuff. Murphy, she pitches to contact, but the Spartans have been unable to drive the ball into the gaps as Phillips crushes that one into the parking lot. The 1-2. Phillips not going down easy. On its way. Clubbed. Watch out, Coach Canner. Hit on a button. A foul. Be pitch number 50 for Murphy. And the pitch. Up and in. The 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Out of play. As we look ahead to the top of the 5th for Florida Tech, Wessel, Nelson, and Ciotti Amerenciana. That's 9, 1, and 2 in their lineup. Lexi Chevalier will be up next if Phillips is able to get on. Here we go. And Phillips is getting her money's worth up there. Seeing a lot of pitches. And at the very least, upping that pitch count for Murphy. And Murphy is looking in to her dugout to Coach Silvestrini. What is the put-away pitch? I don't know. Bailey Phillips has been on everything. She's seen this at-bat. The 2-2 again. And now it's a full count. There's been a lot of positive takeaways from this at-bat for Bailey Phillips as she looks to find herself in the batter's box. Looking for something to show for this quality at-bat. And the full count pitch. Goes with the changeup. She gone. Perfectly placed by Melanie Murphy. And the Spartans go down without a base hit or base runner. As we get ready to go to the top of the 5th inning, it'll be Wessel, Nelson, and Amerenciana for the Panthers. You're listening on the Sunshine State Digital Network.
I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan.
I love being a Spartan because I love Tampa.
And because of all the opportunities available for me here.
And because of the gorgeous campus.
Because the people are great, the campus is great, and there's a million majors to choose from.
And because of the large diversity of students.
Amamos UT por todos los amigos que hemos hecho.
And because even though we come from all parts of the globe, we stand as one.
Because everyone's free to be who they are.
For their support of veterans. Because we're like one big family.
That's my second home away from home.
Because all the professors are really great.
And everybody on campus is super friendly.
Because we found each other.
I love being a Spartan because the student body is as warm as the weather.
Because I hate snow.
I love being a Spartan because of the small class size.
And because of the amazing athletic training program.
Because of the College of Business.
And because of the banging UT music program.
And because we can build close relationships with our professors. Because the marine biology program is great.
And because they've
Welcome back. Panthers, Spartans in a 2-0 Florida Tech lead as we go to the top of the fifth. Michaela Wessel bunts to Sam Worrell. Strong throw, 5-3 on over to Emily Jansen. And Wessel, one pitch, one out.
Now batting number 25, Cheyenne Nelson.
Cheyenne Nelson flips back on over to the top of the lineup for Florida Tech. It's the third time around against Michaela Dooley. That one is hit on a button, ranging and falling in front of Minor, and digging for two and making it Cheyenne Nelson. Into the left center field gap. Good for the fourth hit of the game.
Now batting number 23, Ciotti Emerenciana.
Ciotti Emerenciana, the second baseman up to the plate. Curacao native. Outside for a ball. One can understand why Florida Tech is a top 10 team. They have the balance needed between the speedsters, the pop, the pitching, and the fielding. It's all there for the Panthers. In there for a strike. Command has been sharp for Dooley. The two errors, the defense, something that has haunted the Spartans in the early going of the season. We'll look to get back on track here. 1-1 with one out. An excuse me swing by Emerenciani, and moving over to third. Heads up base running is Nelson, 2 down. And now we have Velasquez roll on. And one has to hold their breath when she enters the box. Tina gave a long drive to the right field corner in her last at-bat, came around to score the first run back in the fourth inning. Chopper to Jansen, easy play there. And the Panthers strand one at third, and we move to the bottom of the fifth inning.
No runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left on base.
For the Spartans. Coming on up, Chevalier, Dooley, and Farrell for the Spartans. And you notice they're in a huddle right outside the dugout here, trying to find a spark, find their mojo, get their swagger, the Spartan swagger, as they trail 4-0 against Florida Tech. Let's take a look at the statistics thus far for both teams. First, we'll start. For the Panthers, they have 4 hits and 21 at-bats. They've struck out 8 times against Dooley, but they've put pressure on the defense, and in return have mustered 4 hits, 2 runs. And if you're a Tampa fan, you've scored 2 hits, no runs to show for it. Struck out twice against Melanie Murphy. and will look to get their offense going in the bottom of the 5th. Lexi Chevalier will start things off for Tampa in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Leading off number 13, Lexi Chevalier.
Spartans hoping to figure out Melanie Murphy. This Southpaw senior has been a force to be reckoned with here at Namoli Family Stadium, and that's a perfect example. Way out in front, expecting fastball, got the change with Chevalier. Spartans looking for their 3rd hit of the ball game. Inside, 1-1. And the 1-1 hit to Amarenciana. Ciotti makes the throw over to Velasquez Roland.
Now batting number 9, McKaylee Dooley.
And for Mac Dooley right now, trying to help her own cause. Pitcher v. pitcher right now. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Murphy misses low. Backstop Maddie Farrell awaiting on deck. Missed it badly on that one. Hitters count for McKaylee. Will look to drive the ball. '60th pitch for Melanie Murphy on its way. That one is hit just foul. 2-2 the count. First of 3 between these two Sunshine State Conference rivals. Spoiled again. Quick hands there by Farrell on deck, able to retrieve that grounder. And the 2-2. Out in front, Smith there, 5-3 on the ground out, on over to Velasquez Roland. 2 up, 2 down for Tampa. Now Maddie Farrell up at the plate. If she gets on, Stephanie Balmer would be up next. The Florida Tech infield is animated for sure over there. Excited to get the out. And the pitch in there for a strike. Straight up defense for Florida Tech. Farrell serves it in the shallow center, and there's a base hit for Tampa. Third of the day, and that'll bring up Balmer at the top of the Spartan lineup. It was a shallow flare.
Batting number 2, Stephanie Balmer.
Farrell, you could tell, got jammed. But the Spartans will take any hits possible. And now Balmer will look to continue on. Clawberg would be up next. Here's the pitch. Right down Broadway. The 0-1, low. Interesting, we have seen Maddie Farrell be taken out for pinch runners time again in the season, but she's still on first base, so Spartans will continue to build upon what they have going here. 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Amenciana going the short way. Amenciana to Amenciana. And that will conclude the 5th inning of play. Spartans strand 1. We will go to the top of the 6th. Coming up for the Panthers to face Michaela Dooley. It will be Rubio, Klein, and Carver. You're watching on the Sunshine State Digital Network.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Victoria and I'm a junior studying communications. Today we're going to be visiting some of my favorite off-campus spots that make the Tampa Bay area special. A short walk across the bridge from campus, you'll find Curtis Hickson Park. Located in downtown Tampa, it serves as a popular spot for concerts and festivals. Next door is the Tampa Museum of Art and Glaser Children's Museum. In addition, check out Tampa's Riverwalk, a downtown biking and walking trail that links 5 museums and 7 parks. Just a couple of blocks away is the historic Tampa Theater, a restored movie theater from the 1920s. Tampa's downtown business district, with 18 skyscrapers, is a great place for internships. From here, catch a trolley over to Ybor City, Tampa's historic cigar-making district. Along with lots of restaurants and music venues, Ybor offers a movie theater, museums, shops, and an active nightlife scene. In the mood for some shopping? Take a stroll through Hyde Park Village, an outdoor shopping district with high-end shops and restaurants. For a more traditional experience, International Plaza and West Shore Plaza are both within 4 miles of campus. All shopped out? Nearby you'll find beautiful Bayshore Boulevard, home to the world's longest continuous sidewalk. This 4.5-mile path is ideal for walking, running, or biking. And keep an eye out for dolphins and stingrays in the bay.
Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. I'm Connor Moore. Thanks for joining us on your Friday night. 2-0 Florida Tech over Tampa as Dooley delivers a first pitch strike to Rubio. Lauren Pasco has come on in right field to relieve Lexi Chevalier. Rubio has gone down twice, both swinging against Michaela Dooley. Will look to make some contact here in her 3rd appearance. Be the 70th pitch coming up for Michaela. In there for a strike, 1-2. Jaden Klein will be up next for Florida Tech. Little looper, Jansen calling for it. She makes the play.
Now batting number 9, Jaden Klein.
And McKaylee entered this game with a 1.53 ERA. If she does not give up any more runs, her ERA will continue to go down as both runs scored by the Panthers have been unearned. Klein now with a 1-0 count. Moves to 1-1. And the pitch, changeup, rolled over out of the reach of Warrell. It's foul. 1-2. Ahead in the count 1-2. McKaylee looking for her 9th K of the game.
Spring practice? No, I'm not on the team.
Just misses inside.
I'm having real fun watching it.
2-2 in the top of the 6th. Dooley to Klein, serve to right field. Pasco ranging to her left makes the play. So Lauren Pasco, the newly entered Spartan, already seeing some action over there in right field.
Allie Carver.
And Allie Carver got the first run batted into the game for Florida Tech. She hit a grounder to Balmer that was fumbled, ran the play out, and beat the relay throw by a split second back in the 4th inning to start the 2-run inning that has been the difference thus far. Jansen in a step, as is Warrell on the corners. And the count is 2-1 now to Carver.
My time to do other things instead of work. Like, I had nothing like that I could put on my resume. Like, I was like,
The 2-1. Outside corner for a strike.
it wasn't even like it was going that well for me anyway, so I'm gonna do other things before I graduate.
2-2.
I mean, it's not even that.
Serve. Pasco tried to throw out Carver, but she beats it out for the 5th hit of the day for Florida Institute of Technology.
The only graduate is summer, basically.
At the plate number 5, Alexis Smith.
Alexis Smith.
Spring game like yesterday, that was yeah. And it was like way more stress than like I was willing to give anymore, you know what I mean?
Foul out of play. Alexis has struck out and brought in the 2nd run of the day for Florida Tech as she swings and misses 0-2 now.
No, it's at home. All of our next spring games are at home.
When do you guys play?
We play the 23rd of March, our next game against USA. And then
it's a battle of the day or whatever?
the Fitzgerald Festival.
The 0-2 from Dooley.
And after that?
Misses.
45 minutes against Edford and 45 minutes against Stetson. And then we play...
That's that same weekend?
Same day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we have the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Third base coach Amanda Harverman giving Alexis Smith some advice against Michaela Dooley. 1-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
You're done though, right? When you're graduating?
The payoff.
Still got a semester left.
Spoiled foul.
Wait in December. Graduating a semester early. Feels like I've been here for ages now.
I thought you were one of the oldest.
Yeah. Been here since day one. I've seen many people leave.
Marcel's still playing for 2 years.
And the pitch. Foul tipped.
He's ready.
And
Obviously, I know how he still runs.
Did Farrell hold on? Let's see. It appeared as she might have. Apparently not, so the at-bat will continue for Smith. Be a foul ball. One-two again from Dooley. Hit up the middle. That's a base hit. Carver advances to second.
Now batting number 1, Shani Emerenciana.
Shani Emerenciana, the shortstop, up to the plate. First pitch from Dooley in there for a strike. The Curacao native checks her swing. She went. 0-2 the count. In the driver's seat, McKaylee. Looking for that 1-2-3 strikeout, perhaps. Just misses outside. And it will be pitch number 90 for Dooley. She's had to work against this top 10 team. Misses low. Full count. Dooley delivers. Sky high. Lauren Reyes there. Catch is made. And we will move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Spartans still trail by 2. Looking to get on the scoreboard, hopefully. As we look ahead for the Spartans, it will be Klauberg, Miner, and Warrell. 6 hits for Florida Tech, 3 for Tampa. Melanie Murphy, the senior southpaw, has done a fabulous job making her way from Melbourne to Tampa and through 5 innings shutting out the Tampa offense. As Christina Klauberg will look to get things going for the Spartans. And it looks as though we do have some changes for the Panthers. Val Silvestrini is speaking with the crew chief, Steve Lewis. We will get the official scoring change momentarily. In at third base, Melinda Rule has come on for Florida Tech. She has relieved Alexis Smith. Rule, a senior from Jacksonville and a College of Central Florida transfer.
Leading off, number 3, Christina Klauberg.
First pitch to Klauberg, a strike.
Oh, really?
1-1 the count. Long pause from Murphy. On its way. Clawberg hacks it foul. One-two now on Christina Clawberg. We'll look to make contact, put it in play. Maybe get rewarded. 1-2. Hit up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Muranciana. We've seen some gold glove work from the Curacao player. That is her second lunging catch. My, oh my. That's just outstanding defense. And if you're Christina Clawberg, you have to tip your cap because she was robbed of a base hit. As Corinne Miner comes to the plate. Holy cow. And Melanie Murphy, the pitcher, with all the appreciation in the world for that kind of defense to be on display all game long. Pitch to Corinne Miner. Skied. Out of play. '72nd pitch for Murphy. On its way. Watch out. The 1-1 to Miner. Watch out. Two straight pitches where Melanie Murphy has lost her command on the changeup. Hitters count for Miner. The 2-1. Crushed foul. Mentioned in previous broadcasts, Miner, of course, dealt with injury last season. Spartans happy to have her back as she's one of the staples of the offense and the defense, and we've seen her with some quality pitching on occasion. The 2-2 from Murphy, one down in the bottom of the sixth. Count moves full. Sam Warrell, cleanup hitter, awaits on deck. Pitch on its way. Flared into shallow right. Muranciana makes it look easy. Two down, and Sam Warrell will look to get things going for Tampa.
At the plate number 44, Sam Warrell.
Emma Lee Jansen would be up next if Warrell gets on board. First pitch low. The 1-0. Change up good for a strike. The composure of Melanie Murphy has kept the Spartans guessing at the plate. And now ahead in the count yet again, 1-2 is the ace. Behind in the count, Sam Warrow chokes up on the bat. The 1-2, skied into shallow center. Merenciana is called off. And 1-2-3 go the Spartans as we head over to the 7th inning. Making the catch
Heading to the 7th inning
was Wessel for Florida Tech. And we are moving on to the 7th against Michaela Dooley. It'll be Wessel, Nelson, and Merenciana.
No, I'll work. I have to check what my schedule.
Yeah, you probably went on reading the years, but you're on the rest of the social media, so like, assuming that you just went along with it.
Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. Michaela Wessel will start things off against Michaela Dooley in the top of the 7th. Clawberg and Warrell in, expecting bunt as Dooley delivers a strike. It's been a pitcher's duel outside of the top of the 4th inning. Nothing has gone for either offense, but right now Florida Tech sports a 2-run lead. Chopper to Dooley, 1-3 on the ground out, on over to Jansen, and we'll flip it back with Cheyenne Nelson getting ready for her 4th at-bat.
Cheyenne Nelson.
1-0 to Nelson.
You have no idea what I have done to help some fun. When I have stuff to get up. Not like that.
The Tampa community is buzzing. Athletics are at a premium right now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Connor Moore here on the Sunshine State Digital Network as it's 2-2 now on Nelson. Spartans will have last licks coming up next inning. If they are able to win, it will be in the walk-off fashion. 2-1. Mrs. Lowe. Be a 3-1 to the Panther leadoff hitter. And the pitch, clubbed foul. Full count coming up to Nelson. 360 by Clawberg, but beating it out is Nelson for the 7th hit of the ball game for Florida Tech.
Now batting number 23, Ciardi Merenciana.
Ciardi Merenciana, the number 2 hitter for the Panthers up. We've seen her make 2 prolific premier plays over in shallow right field And if those two plays are not made, we may be looking at a different ball game. So her defensive presence has been a focal point of this game.
Well, I'm only like twice.
Pitch on its way, showing bunt. Farrell thought about the snap throw as Nelson got a few feet off of first base with the secondary lead. So fair bunt. Farrell gets Emerenciani. Moving to second is Nelson. Sacrifice successful. And 2 down in the top of the 7th for one of the biggest boppers in the Sunshine State Conference, Tina Velasquez-Roland. The southpaw looking to do some damage against Dooley. First pitch outside. The 1-0. Chopper, Clawberg with the play on Jansen. 4-3 on the ground out. And the Spartans go and get out of it. They will have last licks coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's look ahead for the Spartans coming up. Jansen, Phillips, Chevalier. Chevalier was replaced by Pasco, so Pasco would be up next. Against Melanie Murphy, who's been in cruise control through 6, only giving up 3 hits. Spartans have not gotten on the scoreboard. Emily Jansen, Spartans' best average hitter, will look to start the bottom of the 7th off with a base hit, get the baton moving, and see if the Spartans can strike for 2. The Florida Institute of Technology softball team is 3 outs away from taking game 1 of 3 against the Spartans. Reminder, we'll be back here tomorrow at noon for the doubleheader between these two teams. Jansen is ready. Murphy just about. And crew chief Steve Lewis gives the look to Murphy. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Do the Spartans have a rally in them? We will see. First pitch, low. Bailey Phillips is on deck for Tampa. 1-0 coming to Jansen. Misses the zone, and behind 2-0 is Murphy. '83rd pitch coming up for Melanie Murphy. The 2-0, chopped foul. Substitutions for the Panthers, Rachel Kroc enters and relieving first baseman Tina Velasquez-Roland. Also in Katrina Hand enters the outfield for Florida Tech. As that one served and Kroc makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down for Tampa.
At the plate, number 15, Bailey Phillips.
Hand has come on for Allie Carver, playing right field for defensive purposes. Bailey Phillips, Spartans need to get 1 on to bring the tying runner to the plate. As it's drama time right now at Namole Family Stadium. Spartans down to their final 2 outs. We'll look to electrify the crowd. Maybe a walk-off is in store. But Melanie Murphy, she's been sharp in the circle today. The 1-0. That one is Sky, left field, running out of real estate and unable to make the catch. It was a series of Panthers. Amarenciana. One now on Phillips. One, 2 the count. Melanie Murphy, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Prime example, you do not need to be a swing and miss caliber pitcher to be effective. She's shown that tonight. Only 2 strikeouts, pitching to contact, and when you have superb defense behind you, it certainly helps as that pitch is just misses, and the count goes to 2-2. To Bailey Phillips. Payoff from Murphy. Chopper to the hot corner. Rule across the diamond. Rule to Kroc. Makes the play. 2 players who have come off the bench for Florida Tech, making it look easy. And Lauren Pascoe up to the plate for her first at-bat. We'll look to keep the game alive. If she gets on, McKaylee Dooley would be next. Pitch from Murphy, hacked by Pascoe, and making the play and concluding the ball game. Cheyenne Nelson makes the catch in a complete game 3-hit shutout. Melanie Murphy, that's the name of the game. 2 runs came across the scoreboard for Florida Tech in the 4th inning. McKaylee Dooley, she goes 7 innings, gets the complete game, does not give up an earned run, but she takes the loss. And the Panthers of Florida Institute Technology win the first of this 3-game series. They improve to 19-4 and 5-2 in Sunshine State Conference play. Spartans fall to 10-8 and 4-6 in conference play on the year. Reminder, doubleheader tomorrow, right back here in Namole Family Stadium tomorrow at noon. I'm Connor Moore. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Friday night, everybody. Take care.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.